Yeah. Hello again, and welcome to our humble offering. What we're trying to do is expand the scope of our recovery community to maybe include those that don't get out to a meeting often enough. They don't have the luxury that we do that live in urban communities to have many meetings around. Be one more place where people can reach out and get information that will help them to walk that road of recovery, to not feel alone, and to feel supported by their brothers and sisters who are also struggling with recovery. We do this on a weekly basis, and we hope that you will become involved, that you will take the time to share your experience, strength, and hope, or ask questions, or make statements, or do whatever it is you need to do. Your offering into our space may help someone who is struggling and on the edge. So please reach out. I'm going to share a little bit about my personal story on this day and about how it affected my struggle to recovery. Until I was about 9 years old, I thought my name was You Little Bastard. And that's not a joke. It was always, you little bastard, what did you do? Come here, you little bastard, you're getting the belt. If you do that again, you little bastard, I'm going to kill you. And that's what I grew up in. A house full of rage and violence and alcoholism. And somewhere along the line, I developed the idea that I was a mistake. I was never taught that I was a human being who learned by making mistakes. I was taught that you make a mistake, you're punished. Making a mistake equaled pain. Making a mistake equaled belittlement. It became where I didn't make mistakes. I was the mistake. My right to be a human being was in question. I wasn't the same as other people. I shouldn't be here. The only thing that stopped me from taking my own life is that I loved being alive. I loved the feeling of being alive. And I was so terrified of death. Because I've been taught, because I did the things that I did, and because I made the mistakes that I made, I was going to this place where there was nothing but fire and pain for eternity. My whole young life was spent in terror, not just fear, terror of making a mistake. It got so bad that my siblings would make a mistake and blame me for it, and I would get the punishment. But I'd forgiven them for that a long time ago. Things started making sense when I was about 16 years old, and my grandfather got drunk and told me that Old Bill, that's the name I'll use, wasn't really my father. That he'd married my mother to save her from being an unwed mother back in the 50s at 16 years old. I respect my mother, and I love her dearly for her courage. Look what she went into in order to take the pressure off, in order to not being forced to have an abortion. Nothing but the utmost respect for my mother. Her strength is the reason I'm sitting here talking to you. But it made sense. It really did. Now, I understood why. I was different in his eyes. I wasn't his son. And I've forgiven him for that a long time ago. When it came to recovery, I had a really good sponsor. And I was about 18 months into the program. when all these emotions and all this anger and all sorts of stuff started happening. And I went to Doug and I talked to him and he said, well, it's happening. I said, what do you mean it's happening? He said, you're going to either go back out and drink or you're going to move into second stage recovery. And I said, what is second stage recovery? He said, that's when you deal with all the stuff you've had bottled up inside since you were a child. And I did not want to deal with that. You know, I put that so far back and out of my mind, I didn't want to remember it. But in order to recover, I had to. I had to go back and revisit what I'd gone through to come to the understanding that I am not a mistake. I am a human being that learns by making mistakes. So that fellow that would not make a mistake would argue to the death that he was right. Because to admit he was wrong would mean that he was a mistake. I had to meet that fella and come to terms with him. And I did. And now I can make a mistake and go, guess what? I made a mistake. And I learned from them. And I don't have to hide them or be ashamed of them. That's what toxic shame is. Toxic shame is when you come to the point where you no longer make mistakes. When something goes wrong, it's because you are a mistake. That's toxic shame. And that will kill you. If you suffer from it, do something about it real quick. The point is that God loves us exactly who we are, where we are, as we are. But He loves us too much to leave us there. So if we're not working a program and moving forward, He will make it so uncomfortable we have to. Because you're either going forward or you're going back. There's no such thing as standing still. Know that you are a human being that is designed to learn by making mistakes. Know that making mistakes is all right as long as you own them and are responsible for them, learn from them, and move on. Nobody watching this is a mistake. Here's how special you are. From the beginning of time until the end of time, there will only be one you. You're not a mistake. Creator made you, and Creator don't make junk. Learn to look at yourself and accept yourself exactly as you are, and then strive to get better. That's how simple it is. And if you make a mistake, own it and move on. Quit carrying that bag of shit from the past and having it weigh you down and bring you to your knees. Everything I've said here, I've said with love. And with the true intention that it help you and I heal in a good way and share that healing with others. Healing is not a destination, it's a journey. And it's a journey we'll be on until the end of our days. So, until we meet again, it is my deepest wish that we walk hand in hand with each other and with our higher power. Bless you all. Shalom.